Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit out of the ordinary, and this is where it's important to reiterate that templates are templates. They're not, hard and fast structures. It's just something to help you get started, and not only help you get started, but also help other sound designers look at your project and know what's going on. What I want to do now is, because I know that I'm going to have the debris separate from the explosion, because I want to have different attenuations on the debris compared to the explosion. I also potentially want to have different layers where the lighter debris stops being heard after a while, and I don't just want to cut that off with a low pass in the engine. So I know that I want to have this debris as something different. So I'm going to create another group track just by duplicating. Super easy. I'm going to drag that here, and it's going to say group explosion debris. And what I'm going to do here is make sure that all this audio 11 to 20 is routed there. First of all, that's the most important thing. Debris. There we go. So now we have this playing here. And what I want to do on that group, I would also like to create a new marker track. Press T, and make sure the marker track is following color conventions, so that goes to yellow. And then I'm going to do my markers. So this is also important. The explosion is still the most important thing. So we put the explosion here, right? Explosion. And then afterwards we do debris. So just to make it easier, I'll put it there. Okay, so one of the benefits of this is that we can see that the debris is going to be starting later than the pre-explosion and the explosion. So we can actually go in the engine and create a delay that's roughly, I don't know, say 0.2 milliseconds. And then we'll know that the pre-impact will hit, then later the explosion, and then we can put a delay for when we want the debris to land. And here we can have a different marker. And again, we just move these here. We know that the explosion is the most important part, so we always snap this to the start of the seconds. Sweet. And now, yeah, we're just cleaning up. Also, this was, what was this? Oh, this was a single rock. We kind of like this single rock. Let's just mute it because it's kind of nice. Like, I don't want to get rid of that. Maybe there's a reason to use it later. And also this sort of this looping dust, we can also just mute. And put these next to each other because we're not using them. Also, it's important to show you that these muted clips, so they're muted, somebody's going to know that it's not important, it has no relevancy. Additionally, it's outside of the important, where we're going to be rendering, so it's never going to accidentally get rendered into something that we don't want. And if somebody comes from an outside project, they can just see, oh cool, there's already some samples, what are they? Oh, okay, interesting. Do I want to use them? Probably not. Let's just keep them muted. Then the same goes again for this debris. We can literally just copy paste this stuff into the debris and just start moving the actual samples around. Great. So now we just have to do that again 6 times, and then we'll have some variations of debris. Okay, so now we have also 6 variations of rocks. Again, all of these are on the debris line. They're not... This is what I see quite regularly, is sound designers will have something there, but this is where the debris is going to start. And the problem with having something there is that when you... Either if you want to export it, this debris, it's going to have a hard clipping start, or you're going to have to create the cycle marker to come back further, which means that if, for example, there was an explosion with actual physical particles, then this one's not going to be synced compared to the other ones. So this one is always going to start at the right place, and then this one is going to have, I don't know, say 0.2 seconds of time before the debris lands. And for debris, it's probably not so important because it's generally quite scattered and you're not going to pinpoint every single rock that falls. However, if there is something far more important, like say a weapon reload that is very much needs to be in sync with the animation, so having these unneat clips that are either too long or too short or whatever are going to actually create a real headache. And this has happened to me a lot of times before, that people have accidentally not been super neat, and then you're wondering why the reload is in sync 5 times out of 6. And one of these samples is broken, and then you have to go back into the project and find out, oh, which one is it? Oh, okay, it's this one with the, like the dodgy one that's like that. What happens afterwards is fine, like these ones are not all in sync. You can have as much artistic creativity and mess as you want in the following samples. The point is that the start needs to always be the same, and transients always need to be the same. So pre-explosion, explosion, tail. Then afterwards you can do whatever you want, but the neatness has to come at the start.